Hey guys, it's Sydney at Treadmill Review Guru. I'm here with another WalkingPad treadmill. This is the WalkingPad C1, and it's WalkingPad's most lightweight under-desk treadmill. How did it perform for us? Let's find out. So as I mentioned, this is WalkingPad's lightest treadmill, at least at the time of filming this. The C1 only weighs about 48 pounds, so it's very light for a treadmill. It's also pretty tiny, as you can see, and we recommend the C1 for use under a standing desk. Well, you can technically use it, in the middle of a room. Just keep in mind that it doesn't have any handles to hang on to, so if you plan to say, using it in the middle of your living room, or you won't really have anything nearby to hold on to. So when you use it under a desk, you can hang on to the desk when you need to for balance. And with how small the C1 is, it's one of the smaller under-desk treadmills that we've used. It can also fit under most standing desks. Its footprint, as it's laid out like this, is around 57 inches long, 20.7 inches wide, and around 4.6 inches high. So it folds up like other WalkingPad treadmills. So right in half, that deck will fold up, and then there's two front transportation wheels. So when it's folded, you can just lift up the back end to be able to wheel it around pretty easily. And with how light it is, you can also pick it up or maybe carry it with another person because it's so light. So it's also, when it's folded, it's only about 5 inches high. So you can wheel it, under a bed or in a couch or, in a closet out of the way. And with how small and light the C1 is, it feels pretty sturdy and comparable to, other small under-desk treadmills that we've used, like the WalkingPad C2 and the Sunny Health and Fitness Walkstation. And like these treadmills, it sits directly on the floor. So it does have 8 feet that it sits on, and the front 2 are adjustable, so you can really plant it to the floor if your floor is a little uneven, just to prevent any rocking. And the C1 has a 220-pound weight limit. So this is pretty on trend for treadmills of this, small stature. So if you need an under-desk treadmill with a larger capacity, you can check out our best under-desk treadmills video here on our YouTube channel. We have plenty of other models that have larger weight limits. They're also larger treadmills that we recommend. So make sure you check that out. And like other under-desk treadmills that we test, we've, used the C1 upstairs in our shared office space underneath our desks while we're working at our computers. And fortunately, most of the under-desk treadmills that we've tested are pretty quiet, and the C1 is too. It's pretty quiet, so when we're using it, we have yet to annoy each other, and we really think that the C1 is appropriate for most office settings. It has a brushless motor that goes up to 3.75 miles per hour. So this treadmill is best for really walking only, and really we recommend it for light to moderate use. So I wouldn't necessarily use it, for all day walking at your desk. And 3.75 miles per hour might not seem very fast, but at a desk, it should offer plenty of range for most. So just to give you an idea, on a regular treadmill, around 3 miles per hour is usually pretty good walking pace for me, but when I'm walking at my desk on an under-desk treadmill and I'm actually trying to get work done at my computer, I'm only able to walk at about 1.5 to 2 miles per hour. The deck is similar in size to the WalkingPad C2. It's around 47 inches long and around 16.5 inches wide. And something that you might have noticed is that this model doesn't have any side rails. So side rails, just the panels that sit on either side of the belt. So, when the belt's moving, you can step on either side, if you need to take a break for a second. And since the C1, sits directly on the floor, really the side rails aren't very necessary, just because, you can just step off on either side onto the floor, or, the safer option is to wait for the belt to completely stop, if you need to take a break or something. But on other small under-desk treadmills, their side rails aren't, very wide to be able to kind of comfortably stand on like a, larger regular size treadmill. So we don't really miss the side rails here. And with this design, it definitely makes the C1 look narrower, but you know, the belt is actually a tiny bit wider than the WalkingPad C2. So don't get me wrong, that you don't notice the difference while you're using them, and both treadmills are pretty small and pretty narrow. And something to keep in mind with this narrow design, if you know, like a little bit more room width-wise, if you maybe work at a large desk, maybe with 2 monitors, you might want a larger under-desk treadmill, something that's a little bit wider. I know for me, you know, when I'm using treadmills of this size and of this width, I often have to, you know, look down at my feet just to make sure that I'm staying centered on the belt and not, you know, drifting off where I could, you know, fall off to the side or something. So just keep that in mind. It can take a little bit of getting used to, but as far as length, it really accommodates most walking strides. So you should have enough room. So I'm about 5'1" and I have, you know, plenty of room. And our tallest reviewer, Matt, who is 6'5", he has plenty of room to be able to walk on the deck. And because the treadmill folds in half, it has, you know, what they call a fold hinge here, just in the middle of the belt. And you can actually feel this underfoot. So, you know, it's the same as other WalkingPad treadmills. And in our experience, you might notice, like, kind of feel the seam underneath your foot. But, you know, I've noticed using WalkingPad treadmills and using them over, you know, the course of, I think coming up on a year now is when we started using them. I don't really notice the seam anymore, and I don't think, you know, you will either with time and using it, and it's really not very noticeable on the C1. And like other WalkingPad treadmills, the WalkingPad includes a 1-year warranty when you purchase the C1. Now what's unique about the C1 is that the console is actually built into the handle. So most consoles, you know, on under-desk treadmills are actually built into the motor hood. And I actually like this design because I don't have to look down, you know, at the treadmill to see things like my speed and my step count. Instead, your metrics like your speed, your time, distance, steps, and calories are all, you know, in your hand. So, and even when I set it at my desk. And this console, so the C1 is controlled by the remote. It's also the console, and it's pretty straightforward to use. So, you know, you just have your plus and minus buttons to increase the speed, your on and off button. And the thing about, you know, handheld remotes with under-desk treadmills is that you really don't want to lose them. Otherwise, you won't be able to use the treadmill. And in this case, you won't be able to, you know, see your metrics and see where the treadmill speed is at and your distance and all that. One thing that's nice about walking pads, including the C1, is that you can connect them to the free KS Fit app. So, you know, on the app, you can track your metrics, and you can also adjust the treadmill using your app, you know, just on your phone. So this is really handy. So if you do lose the remote, or if you don't like using it and getting all of, you know, if you want to just get all the information in the app, you can control it that way. And you'll also want to use the app when you first start using the C1 in order to unlock the max speed. So the max speed goes up to 3.7 miles per hour. Like I said, if you don't, when you first turn on the C1, it'll max out at around 1.75 miles per hour. And also in the app, there's other features that you can use, like there's child lock that will, you know, lock the belt when you're not using it to help keep, you know, like your pets and your children safe. And the C1 also, like other WalkingPad treadmills, it has 2 different modes. So there's a manual mode, and then there's also an automatic mode. Manual mode is where you can adjust the treadmill, you know, using the remote or the app, adjust it as you go. Automatic mode is where you adjust the treadmill using your feet. So if you walk, you know, further up on the deck by the motor hood, the belt will speed up. And when you step back and walk a little bit further back, kind of by that fold hinge and a little bit further back from there, the belt will then slow down and it will also stop. I like this technology, and I feel like, you know, it's a really nice idea, but with how small the C1 is, I find that it's hard to kind of keep a steady pace. So I just think with, you know, my stride length and with this deck being so small, it's kind of hard to be able to walk on specific parts to be able to, you know, keep a constant steady pace going. Otherwise, if I step back too much, the belt will just stop. But overall, the C1 is really easy to use, and I like that it can be controlled, you know, with this remote that's also the console, and with the KS Fit app. All right, now I'm Gonna hop on the WalkingPad C1 so you can hear it and see the different speeds. But first, if you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We review all kinds of fitness equipment, including all kinds of different sizes of under-desk treadmills, so you have exactly what to expect and you have different options to choose from. All right, so I'm just gonna start at around 1.5 miles per hour. And in the app, you can turn off the beeping if it's annoying. So this is around the speed when I'm, actually working at a desk that I find works for me. And now let's increase it to the 3.75 miles per hour. So as with other, treadmills, especially under-desk treadmills, that motor just increases and gets a little bit louder as the speed increases, but totally normal. And really the C1 is pretty quiet. Thanks for watching our review of the WalkingPad C1. We really like that this treadmill is compact to fit under most standing desks, and the deck folds in half, and this treadmill can be moved around pretty easily, and the C1 can even be stored under a bed or a couch. The console is built into the remote, so you don't have to look down at the treadmill to see your, things like time, speed, and distance. And you can also use your phone to control the treadmill and track your metrics by connecting to the free KS Fit app. And the C1 is pretty quiet and it's lightweight to work well in most office settings. Some things to keep in mind is that the treadmill might be too small and narrow for some people, and it also isn't best for all-day use and for walking long distances. And with the console being built into the remote, you really don't want to lose it. Otherwise, you'll need to get a new one or you'll have to use the app. Thanks again for watching. To learn more, you can head to treadmillreviewguru.com. We have a full written review of the WalkingPad C1. And you can click the link below in the description. This is the current price. And that is our affiliate link. Purchasing through there helps out our channel. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We review all kinds of under-desk treadmills. We have other reviews of WalkingPad on our YouTube channel, so make sure you check those out. And we do have more coming, so make sure you're subscribed. I'm Sydney with Treadmill Review Guru. I'll see you next time.